For nerds, by nerds, and I'm hanging out with all the nerdettes tonight. Well, almost all of the nerdettes. Ellie is suffering through work hell right now, so our condolences to her. But I'm sure she'll battle her way out. Just like that epic painting from first edition, Paladin in Hell. She'll make her way back to us one of these days. But we're gonna play some 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. We had to break free of swapping sad childhood traumas beforehand.
It was therapeutic. Thank you, everyone.
Slash book club.
Yeah.
I know.
So who wants to do the thingamajigger this week?
I have the recap.
All right.
Okay, so last week on Scarlet Sisterhood, we had our big showdown with Stanley, the bowler beholder. He was really fond of us, but his idea of love was really more like possession and decided we were going to have to stay with him so he could protect us. In order to test our skills to see if we could survive on our own, he threw his hat on the deck of the minstrel, and we fought this crocopede creature with no magic. That is until Kath managed to get out of Stanley's anti-magic field and banish him, and at that point we whooped Priscilla's scaly behind. Then Stanley came back and started blowing holes in the ship. We had to put him down. Kath almost turned to stone and drowned. The ship almost capsized. It was a huge mess. But we came out of it mostly okay in the end, and hopefully as a Cynic can forgive us for our folly. I still don't have my fingers crossed on that one. I'm going to go hide.
So if you ladies want to introduce yourselves and your characters.
Okay. I guess I'll start with me. I'm Samantha. I'm playing Agnetha. She's a half-elf barbarian.
I am author Megan R. Miller. My stuff is available on Amazon. I will be playing Kenna Hollythorn, Halfling Bard of Valor.
I'm an artist, Jen from Pixel Scapes, and I'm playing Deneen, a wood elf rogue cleric.
And I'm Gene. I'm playing Eriton Perrycath, a tiefling paladin of the Beggar King.
And I just want to start this session off by saying that mending makes life way too easy.
Mending?
For something you can do at will.
You could have made those holes bigger, Dave.
I should have. That's true.
Jen, Jen, you don't need to help.
I don't need to destroy your wife's ship. Is that what you're saying?
You can torment me in our game, please.
But beholder eyes, they're little, right? They're little, so I figured little beams.
Cone.
A cone.
Oh yeah, we're not supposed to be helping.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think you guys will face any more beholders.
It's hard for me to suppress my malicious DM urges. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I'll take notes.
Oh God.
Jen needs to stream. You need to stream your games so we can take notes.
Oh man.
So with that, what are you ladies doing? I think we left off with you doing some repairs. Probably should have taken like weeks, but instead it probably took the rest of the day. The hardest thing was getting the mast back in place.
Yeah. Well, we're not getting away with anything. We're being rewarded for being clever and using our abilities.
That's how it is.
I'm hiding in a lifeboat and hugging Stanley's hat to me.
The lifeboat. That is somebody. Never mind.
Kath is talking Azucena out of like kicking you, just throwing you guys off the ship.
Cutting the ropes on the lifeboat.
No,
Yeah.
Just probably throwing you overboard. We're not that far from shore. You can swim.
I think there was a little talk of that towards the end of last session.
Yes.
I mean, at this point, Ken is sad enough that she probably wouldn't even try to swim, so...
No, take her shoelaces.
Her spirits are just that heavy. She would sink straight to the bottom, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
So after a bit of persuading, maybe some arguing, some pleading, some begging, you ladies are not tossed over the side of the ship, nor are you put in a boat and set adrift. Was the plan to teleport back, or were you guys going to sail back?
Up to you guys.
Maybe it would be good if we, like... I'll leave it up to Kath.
Well, what do we have? Well, all right. Can I be honest? If we're here, are you just going to be miserable and guilty the whole time you're on the ship, or are you going to be able to relax and enjoy it?
I'm not miserable and guilty over the ship. I'm miserable and guilty because I had to kill Stanley, and he would have been fine if I left him where he was.
No, he wouldn't have been fine. Ryler was getting overrun with ooze. He's lucky he lasted as long as he did.
I tried.
You did. And that was all we could do.
So
why are we feeling guilty about the monster who tried to usurp the captaincy of the ship and then kill us when things didn't just automatically bend to his whim?
Because Kenna
he would
is
have been fine
Kenna.
if I'd left him in his magical chamber down there.
He didn't have much to eat.
Yeah, I guess, but he was fine down there. He was alive.
He wouldn't have been fine if he didn't try and kill us. He had every
That's a good
opportunity
point.
to
You're
go
right,
have...
that was entirely his own damn fault.
He chose to do that, Kenna.
Yeah.
He did. Okay, that's fair.
Just like my in-laws chose to have a evil pact with Fae and sacrifice their children.
I pop my little head out of the lifeboat, and I'm like, so if we stay on the ship, where are we going?
Well, don't we have to go back and get the fixed up gen from Jarissa?
Yes.
Yes.
What else is on our hit list other than my lovely in-laws? What else do we have cooking right now?
I think you have killed everyone.
Wasn't there something going on in some village that Haley wanted to go to?
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably
but
over
Haley's-
by now.
We were headed there when we had to teleport.
That's
back
right.
to someone.
we
got stuck.
We were headed there.
And the wood dragon.
Yeah, we kind of had to teleport to escape, and since then Haley has seemed so preoccupied that going there right now seems a little odd. Since we don't have Haley.
Yeah.
She was actually, it wasn't the place she was interested in.
She wanted to meet that guy.
Yeah, she wanted to meet Relian, the head of the temple for Quinthel in Gryphongaffe.
So maybe he'll be home by the time they link up.
That said, if you guys want to port home, I can port us home. We've rested, right? Like, that's a thing that happened.
Let's give Kath extra time with Azucena.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Yes, sailing.
I'm sailing away.
I'll swab the deck to suck up a little bit because this entire fiasco was my fault.
But is it like that slow, sad swabbing?
Yes. Like, just let me emo for like one more night and then I'll be good. I don't stay down long.
And Kath never ever mentions that Stanley said that he would walk away if they'd let him go. So she keeps that to herself.
Oh, yeah.
When did he say that?
Right before he dove underwater, he said, just because Kath was on top of him.
Oh, right.
He said, if you let me go, I'll leave. And she said, I don't believe you, and wouldn't let him go. And that's when he dragged her underwater. And he had 1 hit point left.
Yeah, I'd never tell Kenna that.
Well, if Deneen heard that, she wouldn't say word one because she was on that side of the ship.
Well, I asked Dave at the time, and he said that only Kath heard because he was kind of...
Okay. Well, that's all good. But no, Deneen, as soon as he's like, and we can go back and visit Fane, Deneen's like, oh, that's it. No, you know
Yeah,
where I live.
That would be the line, sir.
That, Stanley.
Yes, that's a no, Stanley.
Children shouldn't play with beholders, I hear.
Well, maybe their mothers shouldn't write detailed correspondence that describes exactly where they live and who they know and hand it to evil creatures. But Deneen isn't thinking that way.
Yeah, make their child a lovable character that
Yeah, right.
the evil creature would get attached to.
Exactly. And then she can be like his mascot for the rest of her life. No, that's not good. No.
Too many large, powerful beings want Fane. She is just inevitably going to be a warlock someday.
Oh, she probably already is. It's warlocks all the way down.
She's going to be Firestarter.
The next time we come back from Faye, she'll be like 300, and she'll be this totally evil person twisted by your absence.
No.
Okay, and no more giving Dave ideas.
Next campaign.
Fane is the big bad.
Yes.
It could happen. Although I do have my eye on this Kickstarter for 5e that's kind of like Shadowrun-esque.
What is this?
So Kickstarter just launched today.
I would move there if I had the option. I would be an elf right now, and I would not live here anymore.
It's on the Nerdarchy. It's on the Nerdarchy Facebook page, but I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I'm trying to get the person on.
Your true fans have already seen it, and everyone else will go check it out immediately.
Yeah, there you go.
After the game.
So you guys are gonna have a leisurely sail back up to Gryphongaffe, heading back up north. It's by ship it's only a couple of days, and also the minstrel is very fast.
So, Kenna?
Yes.
Do you have a way to confirm that these potions that Stanley gave us will actually protect us from like sketchy Feywild time stuff?
The same way you do via asking Jarissa.
Okay.
So Simon has been a little gloaty as he walks around the ship for these past few days.
Because I screwed up this time and not him.
He hasn't said anything, but he definitely looks a little bit like his chest.
Swab a little bit more where he's walking, so he trips.
Inevitably, he does. He's kind of clumsy.
He better not flaunt that look too hard in front of Kath.
Oh, he knows better. He does it a lot behind her back, though.
Well, Deneen makes sure to tell Kath and Azucena once they're back on speaking terms. So we did get something good out of that might be well worth the price, which is that we got these potions that reportedly will stop us from losing any time, or nearly so much time, if we have to go back to the Feywild again. And that is a big deal.
See, and Kath turns to Azucena. See, this is why we shouldn't have pitched them overboard, because those are good potions, and they might have fallen out of their bag into the water. But this is progress. This is a good thing.
Well, we don't talk about the fact that we're only going to the Feywild because it's our fault anyway.
Kenna, why would you say that out loud right now?
I'm not there. That was an out of character comment.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You're not helping.
Yeah. So even though it was a momentary disturbance of your ship, Azucena, on the upside, you get that much more wife time. And lifetime of wife time.
That was a bad one, Jen.
Yeah, she has a little bit of a questioning look on her face, like whether or not she thinks it's worth it or not. And she does turn to Kath. She could just stay on the ship and not leave.
Nobody on the ship can polymorph me.
Nobody on the ship what?
Can polymorph me.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Is that what you say to her?
Yeah.
As long as I have you, I don't care what you look like.
Well, I appreciate the sentiment, but I would like to not die in the few decades from old age. So, unless you're trying to get rid of me ahead of schedule.
I forget what race she is.
Oh, she's a wood elf.
Okay.
We're wood elf buddies.
Interesting.
Yeah. She's actually tan with dark hair, so when she saw Deneen for the first time, she kind of quirked her eyebrow and looked at Kath and was like, really?
I can understand how you feel about that, and being an elf, everyone dies before us. It is part of our burden. Not that I wish to be cheating at any time with you, but if you go off on these crazy adventures and die or don't come back to me, I'm going to get even less time with you. It is better to be grateful for what I have than what I long for.
Yes, but now we have a shiny new cleric who strange decision-making skills and oddly divine interference that caused this problem in the first place. Aside from that, much less likely to die. And the more that I'm out doing stuff, the more I'm able to heal. So there's more dangerous but more help. So it kind of balances out.
Yeah. So she kind of gives you a sly look and kind of like gestures to your horns and your tail. She's like, besides, I've found some of these affectations interesting, at least for a while.
There's a double meaning in that.
She is a pirate captain, right? Of course
Yes.
there is. But you do, my dear, you do what you feel in your heart you need to. Just try and get back to me.
I do. I always do.
And she turns to Deneen, and if she, because you were there because you were showing the potions, right?
I just let them talk, and I'm like casually lounging on the railing and 100% eavesdropping on this.
Yeah.
Hey,
So she turns to you, and if she doesn't come back, I'm going to hold you personally responsible.
if she doesn't come back, I'm probably going to be dead. So you don't have to worry about that.
I'm not so sure about that. I've seen you in action, and you have a way of disappearing.
Well,
Disappearing
there's
doesn't
a
mean
difference
running away.
yeah, no matter how often I disappear, that doesn't mean I leave. Unless your name is Ryler.
But still, my Kath is usually there to take the brunt of it.
But look, I have armor now, and she like thunks the heavy armor.
Yeah, I talked her into that. I'm trying to protect her, see?
You do, and why on earth does it still look like what you were wearing before?
Style?
It's a Beggar King thing, I guess. But like it took them. He actually had to learn how to do this technique, but I ordered it special, so it would look like this.
You would.
Increased healing abilities.
Well, that is
good to be on his good side.
Well, that is true. I mean, we are thankful that you're here. We're here. We'll let this go for now. I'm sure we'll discuss it again. So, how close do you think you are to finding that polymorph?
Ooh, discussions. Well, see, I have a theory. So apparently, I was talking to somebody in Faye about this, and it's only like really powerful things that can do it, but we keep getting into progressively more dangerous fights. So we'll probably be running into progressively more advanced people. And if I do die, the shiny new cleric can do the same spell that dopey druid did, and I might come back as me or as an elf or something like that too. So that's an emergency option available. So,
well, doesn't that just mean we could, and then she glances at that Azucena and shuts up. Never mind.
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll find something reliable.
I think never mind is best.
Just lots of options.
Well, as you said it, to be fair, Deneen has communication issues. I mean, I'll tell you about her relationship with her husband when she's not here.
Excuse me?
So don't take her too seriously.
I'm sure she's fine. You have an excellent judge of character. Although there was a beholder on my ship.
She wasn't with us when that, but never mind.
He
I
was
say again.
floating over your ship.
Yeah, that wasn't me, and that wasn't me.
So pretty much the rest of the voyage goes a lot like that.
Oh, so regarding Deneen having the tan skin and black hair, of course, because she got unmagicked, she ended up being like green with the copper hair again.
Mm-hmm.
So she definitely fixes that back to normal. with her magic comb and magic disguise kit. Much better.
So when you guys get back to Doc at Gryphongaffe, what is it you want to do? Hallie kind of heads to the temple and says she'll catch up with you guys later. She's got a lot of praying and meditating to do on things that have occurred. And since I would say, from the time of freeing Stanley to up to present, she kind of looks a little off and a little shaken after having channeled the divine might of her deity.
There's upsides and downsides to that. I was impressed, but sure, she has stuff to work out with her boss.
Absolutely. So you guys, you're back in Gryphongaffe. Your feet are on the docks. What's the plan?
Agnetha's got some drinking and harocking to do.
She's gonna rock around the clock.
I gotta go home.
So first day back, kind of reacquainting yourself with family, friends, and taverns.
Sounds great.
It's been a while since I've menaced anybody, so yeah, I'll go harass our underlings and then go get in a fight with Sparks McGee.
So the minstrel will stay docked for one day, before heading out. This is actually one of the longest times the minstrels has been in any particular port.
Can Agnetha get really drunk that night and then go skinny dipping and then sleep in the boat?
Sleep naked in the boat?
Yeah.
I like it. And she wakes up with a sunburn all down her back and her bass. Yeah.
Oh, no. Underneath, in the hay, wherever there's the most comfortable private of places after moonlight bathing. Of course.
Kath and Azucena come back and you're in their bed.
Yeah, that would be. I would have found that
room until you found the nicest bed. You're like, oh, this is a good spot.
Yep, that's what Agnetha would do.
Snoring loudly.
Yep, she's like, I don't give a shit who comes in this door. I'm sleeping here, and they can fight me off of it.
That's okay, because Kath and Azucena break into your apartment and smoke your weed.
Things could get kinky tonight. Some things are going to go down with you still in my weed. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to find you.
So after all the familiar stuff is done, and debauchery as the case may be, what do you ladies do the next day?
The same thing.
So before she goes, Deneen will tell Ilarion that how things went in Ryler, and that it looks like they're going to make their move pretty soon, but that hopefully they won't be stuck in the Feywild for a significant duration this time.
You found something.
Yeah, hopefully. Just a little magical something.
He kind of cocks his head and raises an eyebrow at the hopefully part.
I haven't confirmed it yet. I've got to go check with somebody, and then if that doesn't work, I've got someone else I can talk to try and make sure. So
he spends a little bit of time teasing you about Darissa before you leave, because you head over there so often anymore.
Well, isn't Darissa an elf?
I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
So she says, Ilarion, you don't have anything to worry about, because he's a little too elfy for me.
Yeah, we want a man on the
streets.
It's
it's just not the same if they don't have those nice human shoulders. And she puts her hand on his shoulders and cut to black. And then Deneen finally starts her day a little later.
Okay.
So when I recount the events of the ship to my family, of course, I indulge in the very important aspect of the halfling oral tradition that is exaggeration. So there were 3 crocopedes instead of the 1.
Legs everywhere.
And Stanley was like twice the size that he actually was.
With 20 eye rays.
Like six halflings could have rid inside of his mouth.
Right.
I hope you know people at my work knew I was going to fight Stanley that night.
Nice.
The next morning, they were like, "What happened?" I was like, "We killed his ass." He was a famous dead guy. I mean, so if anything, you can feel good about that.
But yes, Jarissa.
And Bucket.
And Bucket. Very important.
So when you guys go to the Elven Library and make your way to Jarissa's place, when you knock on the door, there's no answer.
Bucket? Jarissa?
Your perceptions are so high. You hear it like really faintly through the door.
We gotta break in.
Is it locked?
That's a bad idea.
You know what? You go to examine the lock, and you actually notice there's a slightly greenish-hued goop that is, in the crease of the door, like where the door and the door jamb meet.
That's not good. Let's we have to open it. We have to open it.
We should probably check to make sure it's not trapped. What if somebody set like something explosive against it?
We need to get in there before he sets.
He's in a room full of goop. We need to open the door.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the Ryler goop. It looks more like a green slimy kind of color.
Well, either way, we need the door open. Let's do it.
Yes, I agree. I concur.
So how are you going to go about opening the door?
Does it not just open?
Oh no, it's stuck fast.
Is it locked? I will at least check it with my lockpicks to see if that's the problem.
No, you like the doorknob itself. The mechanism turns freely.
So it opens inward, and whatever's on the other side is pushing on it.
This is probably a bad idea, but I cast Blink.
No.
Oh. Okay, see if you blink.
I'm going to put on my monocle so I can tell where the hell she's going.
No, I don't blink. Not this round.
No.
Okay.
The one time.
Well, do I at least recognize the spell?
Yeah, you see her.
I do it all the time.
I'll put on my monocle.
You've seen it enough times.
I always make this motion because I'm imagining that Deneen has it like with straps so she doesn't lose it, as opposed to having to constantly squint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's attached to like a bandana or something she ties around her head.
It's like Kath's eye patch.
All right, so eventually...
Okay.
Eventually you do blink. I'm not going to make you roll for each one. So re-blinking in on the other side?
Yeah, I just want to see what's over there.
Over there, Jarissa is kind of like spread eagle, spread arm, pinned to the wall by it looks like almost like green slime webbing, except for like webs would have the holes in it, and it doesn't. It's solid. It's like someone just mucked him to the wall, and then like the same stuff is like covering his mouth. His nose is not covered though. So it looks like he can still breathe, and the stuff is like glowing a very faint emerald glow to it, light.
Green is bad at this point.
Hey guys, I think something might have gone wrong with that gem.
Oh no!
But the room isn't full of goo, so if you can get the door open, it's safe to come in.
Yeah, from this side you can see even more so that it's just like gooped around the door.
I give the two stronger ladies a pointed look.
Well, Pigpen is especially efficacious against wood, so Kath will take a swing at the door.
Oh, you bust down the door in no time flat. Between just hitting it and it like kind of melting, and the wood actually begins deteriorating and rotting before your eyes under the assault of Pigpen.
Don't ever hit me with that thing.
Don't give me a reason.
So we see Jerissa all glued to the wall with goo. And is there anything else in here, or does he just need to be freed?
The room looks the way it normally does, except for a couple things been knocked askance. It looks like things have been knocked over. There's some broken glass from like potion bottles.
So I've been taking alchemy lessons with Sheena, and I trained in Arcana over our past year. Can I make like an Arcana check to try and determine what this goop is and how to negate it?
Yeah, go ahead.
10?
You're not quite sure. It a little bit reminds you of like vegetable or plant matter, but you're not sure how this would have came to be.
Oh no!
What?
Thoughts on Jerissa?
It's like vegetable-y goop, and you know that dragon was like all planty.
So it's more
vegetable-y.
fey stuff.
Maybe it's like revenge of the leaf.
I'm gonna try and unstick the poor guy's mouth. Jerissa, let's at least get him off the wall here.
So you're able to
heals it off.
I wait to see if the goop attacks Deneen before helping.
Oh, there's a thought. No, you're able to actually scrape it away. It is gooey and sticky. It seems to be like a little more adhesive on one side than the other, and you're like able to pull it out.
Be glad you don't have a beard, Jerissa.
Yeah,
like it's like waxing.
Oh yeah, well as you're pulling it out, you start to dislodging it from his mouth. This like glob of it, just kind of like, oh, that tastes awful. I'm never eating salad again. And and as you're kind of like pulling it away, it has almost like a little bit of a really faint, like fresh grass clipping smell to it. He's like spitting. Ugh.
I get it, nature, right?
Yeah, and takes a deep breath.
Oh, sorry, boss.
Ugh, I can't believe it.
What happened? What happened? And she'll use her dagger and just keep sort of scraping along the wall to try and free him.
Yeah, I think, after you get to a little bit and he can move a little bit, he kind of just mutters an arcane syllable and vanishes. And reappears on the other side of it.
With his clothes?
Yes, with his clothes.
Just checking.
My favorite spell.
No naked elves for you.
Only half elves.
Yeah. Settle down, Agnetha. So he's like, we were working on the gem, like you asked, and I was analyzing it and poking and prodding and putting out some mystical feelers when it reacted poorly to a spell, and there was a small explosion. Wasn't bad, but it lodged itself in Bucket's chest, and Bucket went crazy. He flung this goop at me and left.
Well, it was the heart of that dragon thing originally, so maybe it's like acting a... Nope.
He went to where?
Deneen's too dumb to theorize this. Never mind. She says, well, that's weird. Huh.
Where did he go? We should probably find him before he gets hurt.
How long ago was that?
2 days.
Oh, you've been stuck there for 2 days?
Yes, it's been quite unpleasant. And I'm really worried about Bucket.
Yeah.
I don't know what that thing has done to him, but he had his eyes were glowing green like the gem, and he had a crazy look on his face, and he usually doesn't have any kind of look on his face, to be honest with you. So it was extra disturbing, and he doesn't know this world. He's almost like innocent.
Oh no.
Can you scrape
what if he ran back through his portal and infected all of the other clockwork, like the entire clockwork kingdom, and that stuff spread like a disease, and now their entire dimension is run mad.
Let's not assume. Jerissa, here, have some food and water.
So so he definitely takes some food or water. Oh, that would be horrible. Do you think he could be putting these green gems into the other clockwork folks, and then could have monsters bursting out of them?
Okay, we should probably check, but first, can you scry for him and see if he's on this plane?
I will. Give me some time, and he goes to like a closet and pulls out a big silver basin, and he also has a jug there of
I'm
water.
gonna climb up on the desk, sit on the other side of the basin, and watch him work.
Yeah, and this this big mason jug has got like arcane runes, kind of etched on it, and he begins to pour it out, and it's almost like the water is perfectly clear, and it just the little bit of light that's in the room, it just catches it and kind of sparkles as he fills the basin, and as the water rises to a certain level, you can see a ring of runes kind of appear that you don't think you saw before, and he begins chanting and moving his hand in arcane gestures, and something is blocking it. I can't find him. I traveled to where he is, and then all of a sudden it's like being brushed aside.
But he is on this plane.
He is here somewhere.
Do you know in general where he is? You said you traveled to where he is.
Yes, he's in the forest someplace. That is the only thing I know. It's very disorienting. Normally, I can travel to the place and I can see around, but it was almost like I was drawn to it, like almost like a sling stone, and then shot away. There was green everywhere. There was a forest.
Who wants to bet he went back to where we last saw that dragon?
That's a good bet.
Do we have a map? So we can at least get a sense of direction here?
Yeah, you got at this point. If you say you want, you would have gotten a map. Then you have a map.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Pull that nonsense out.
So there is quite a few forested areas around Gryphongaffe. Between Gryphongaffe and Carshapainton is mostly forested, and that is to the east and north. If you go to the north and west, then you're getting more into hills and plains and mountains. And then somewhere in between there's a marsh.
We're gonna find him. We're gonna bring him back. Don't panic. We'll be back as soon as we can. I'm really sorry that this happened.
It is an occupational hazard. These things happen. But if you can bring Bucket back to me, all your identifiers from here on out will be on the house.
Woo!
I mean, not that we wouldn't help anyways, but okay.
Yeah, we
like Bucket.
You help us all the time, and we definitely like Bucket, and we certainly like you. And yes, we're going to figure out what's going on with Bucket, especially because we're the ones that brought you this emerald.
Well, I mean, these things do happen. Magic is not an exact science as we would like. So, what is it you ladies would like to do now?
Can you teleport us out there?
Okay, so here's the thing, right? I don't necessarily have... Well, do I still have the,
Well, if he's got the green goop on him and we have some green goop here, can you use the green goop to take us to the green goop?
Well, I don't believe it works that way. I think it has to be an object that has to do with the place.
As opposed to a person?
Yeah, let me check.
Jarissa,
yeah, it's
Jarissa chimes in. That sounds like a great way to end up in the plane of green goop.
Yeah, no, it's definitely an object. That said, I am familiar with the woods, so it's a very low chance that we'll have a mishap, but we might end up off course.
Well, you're always able to like take us back. So, I mean, if we don't go where
I'd
we're
have to
supposed,
rest first.
well, sure, but it's not like we'd be doomed to wander some like wastes or something like that for forever.
Okay, I'm willing to give it a shot if you guys want to try it, but
Is that the same area that we ended up tangling with that leafy dragon?
Dave, do I feel very familiar with the woods, or do I feel seen casually familiar with the woods?
I think it would be more casual, especially
Okay.
if you're thinking of like a specific area.
There is a 1/3 chance that we will have a mishap in that case. Like a very high chance that things will end up going quite awry.
Well, that's not good.
I'm down to try it anyway, though.
I mean, if you're not comfortable,
mishap sounds bad to me.
yeah. What happens when there's a
How
mishap?
about if we just go to the woods?
Jarissa looks over at Ken. Well, Miss Hollythorn, would you like to explain to them what you mean by mishap?
It hurts. It hurts a lot.
No.
And you end up somewhere completely random. It wasn't a fun time. I did a little bit of experimenting before I tried it on you guys.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
Can I send Wisdom out to like grab a twig for you off the ground?
That would probably work.
Assuming, and we do know like which approximate direction to go, at least from whatever Jarissa could discern from this map.
Yes, you do know the general direction, and it is back the way where you did tangle with that dragon. So,
And I'll add it to my keychain of things. Like I've got that rock from underneath Rylor in my keychain still that I haven't taken off yet, and things from home, and like they're my keys.
Okay. Well, it'll take however many hours, but we could try that. It's better. It's faster than walking, and
It is faster than
Yes.
walking.
as Misshappy. How about it?
someone already teleported without you.
Apparently. All right, so I'll hold up my arm, and Wisdom appears on my arm since I probably remade her some point in the last few days, and I explained to her that I want her to fly off into the woods again. Remember where we saw that big leafy dragon? Like somewhere in that area. But there's no dragon there now, I don't think. But if you do see a rampage, But if you do see a rampaging robot, don't go near it. Okay? All right. Okay. Go ahead, honey. Bye. And off she goes. What a good girl.
So you're sending her to the exact spot?
The area.
Okay.
I tell her to pick somewhere that's like, not, it's like a little secluded from prying eyes, so we can teleport in there in case there's any trouble. Like maybe behind some bushes or between some rocks or something like that. And not a twig from the top of a tree, a twig from the ground.
When your owl has a sense of humor.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she did get disincorporated before, so she might still be mad, but she's such a good girl. I'm sure it'll be fine.
So, after about 6 hours, she comes back and she actually brought several things.
Ooh.
She brought a pine cone and an acorn and a twig or a stick. The pine cones are actually attached to the stick.
And is this from the ground? I ask her.
She says, yeah, she communicates that affirmative.
Okay, good girl. Mwah. Okay, good girl. And then I let her take off again, and she sort of fades from view.
Yeah. Well, when you do go in for the peck, you do smell the slight odor of carrion. Carrion. Carrion?
She found some dinner while she was out there. It's all
She
good.
did.
Oh, I'll clear that up with some honey candy.
For you or her?
For me. But if she wants one, she can have one. All right.
So you do have some objects.
And I'm like tying the stick twig to my keychain and Well, cross your fingers and hope we don't end up in the wasteland. And then I cast teleport before they can protest.
Poof.
So, so what does the object do for your chances?
Okay, so if I have an associated object, then it's pretty much a 100% chance we end up on target.
Okay, so you're in a small secluded grove. It is actually surrounded by thorn bushes.
Oh.
And not likely to have any prying eyes easily enter this grove.
Now what? Kath, don't you have that find people thing?
I have locate object.
Oh.
But it's not an object.
The emerald is though.
But I think the emerald might be the goop. But I know typically like what Bucket wears. So unless he's like stripped down of everything, I could try finding his shoe.
So, as you're asking Kath that and you're like looking around your surroundings, there is the one thing that is out of place that you notice that Agnetha did not teleport with you.
Ah!
Well, that happens.
Did she get mishapped?
I was kind of hoping that she could track him.
Can
He'll be okay.
I hope so.
This kind of thing happens to her a lot.
Well, hopefully she ended up in some nearby forest. Hopefully.
Can I make an investigation check to see to look through the area and to see if I could find any like crazy trails or cast aside bucket pieces or something like that would give us a clue as to where he might be?
Sure. How you guys are making it through the brambles?
Brambles.
Draws sword, slashes like it's a machete.
That will actually work.
I'm gonna evasion and withdraw my way through the bushes, through this little Kenna-sized tunnel through the bushes.
I try to minimize how many times I trip over into them.
All right, so you begin searching around and looking for any signs.
And maybe I'll have the wisdom fly around and keep an eye out for rampaging robot also.
Okay.
So I got an 11. So after being frustrated after a while, I'm going to use locate object and try and get a bead on his shoes. And after a while, I get sick and tired of tripping in the bramble, and I just write on a rune because he's all scruffy and covered with hair, so he won't get scratched up moving through this bramble. He's built for that kind of stuff.
That is true. It will be a bit easier for a rune to traverse through this the brush. Although he's not happy about it because this stuff does get kind of stuck in his fur.
Well, isn't he like super sleek? Whatever that like elf did, so he's always like clean and tangled and shiny now.
Well, what the elf kind of did was make it so his bling always comes back.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay. So I was like, well, I'll take care of that later. I promise I will be very thorough brushing you tonight. I'll get all of this junk out of your hair.
And Kenna can presta heshta taste them also.
Yes, Kenna can do that.
Denise's looking around.
Did I just sign on for? I was typing something in the chat.
Prestidigitating all of the burrs out of a rune's hair.
Oh yes, I can absolutely do that. I heard something about tasting something.
No. Deneen was trying and failing to remember the name of the spell, so she said you were prestidigitating it.
Too many syllables for her.
Right. Just add a few. It sounds fancier that way. So Denise's looking around. She says, okay, so I know nature's supposed to be an elf thing, but forests are...
Not that kind of.
I'm sure you know what you're doing, Kath, being a pirate in the forest. So I'll just follow you.
Yeah. I'm just wandering around hoping that something will ping on my spell. I gotta tell you, because I can't find a trail. I was really hoping Agatha would help with this.
Well, maybe we look for broken branches, because I feel like something as large and heavy as Bucket is going to probably make a big, like, hole.
And he was supposedly rampaging.
He's not graceful, so...
Janine tries really hard not to glance at Kath.
Why do you say he was rampaging?
Isn't that what Jurissa said?
No. He said he said his eyes look crazy.
Well, in that case, he probably still broke a bunch of branches on his way through because he's huge.
What does he know about forests?
I don't mean literally huge. I mean like figuratively.
Yeah.
Not like the size huge, but like compared to me, yes.
Well,
as a descriptor.
Okay, so give me investigate checks or nature, whichever works for you guys.
I'm gonna pick whichever one is worse.
I'll say I'm helping Kenna so that she gets advantage.
Yes.
15.
I got a 4. Janine says, I don't know. There's trees everywhere. How can we find anything in here?
City slicker.
Hey, even when I was doing my caravan jobs, that was on a road.
Like
that's just maximum of like 4 directions. Not all this.
Out a magnifying glass that I have.
So you begin looking around, and you do find a clue. You find on a couple of the trees there is that stuff. You can kind of see it like on it and kind of in the bark a little bit. As you're investigating.
I believe we have goo, ladies.
So Kenna calls over to Kath and Deneen to inspect.
So Deneen, since she got such a low nature roll, she's like, isn't green stuff on trees just moss?
It almost does look like that. Except for there's a light kind of like glow to it. And that's when when the tree that you're examining and the one next to it kind of like springs into action.
Nope.
And begins wailing on Kenna. And one of the wailing limbs hit her really, really hard.
Not the halfling.
Right?
Oh,
All right, what's the damage?
It's always
Hey,
always
tree.
always the halfling.
We never did anything to you.
Well, I finally broke 100 hit points, so I probably will live. What's the damage?
That's what we're going to see now. So you got wailed on 3 times.
Oh, good.
And the good news is only one of them is a crit.
Makes me wish I had Sentinel.
You do have Sentinel.
I do not.
Oh, you don't?
Somebody else
have Sentinel.
Oh, I thought 2 of you had it for some reason.
Agnetha doesn't. Doesn't Agnetha have it too? Or am I wrong?
You know what? I'm thinking of Critical Role. I think. Well,
Yes, Bo and Yasha have it.
yes.
I'm okay. I'm not as squishy as I could be.
70 points of damage.
Oh, I'm up, but wow.
Oh!
So, like, I probably just got flung. Like, you guys can, like, sailing through the glade. Like, oh my god.
And
Can I take my attack of opportunity? I'm presuming since I was helping her with her check that I was close by.
You were, but hold on 1 second. And
AC's 20, man. Beat that.
I think we could probably beat that. So roots begin shooting from the ground.
Ah!
And they, begin wrapping around the both of you. Although, Kath, you've got more wrapped around you than Deneen does. And you will each take... Kath, you can have...
We don't even get to save?
11 points. Nah, it's not a save type thing. And 9 for Deneen.
9.
So you can actually take your attack of opportunity. It'll be with disadvantage though.
All right. Since it's a tree, do I get the extra acid damage?
I will give you
wood.
I will give you the extra acid damage on this one.
Okay, good, because I rolled crap on my regular damage. And I'm going to smite it, because I don't appreciate this at all. 23.
Well, you were right about him infecting stuff, Calf.
34 points of damage.
34, nice. And it appears to be two of them, and as they kind of spring into action, like what looked like at first like just like knots in the tree, kind of like glow with that green light, and giant maws kind of open up and are kind of like hissing and growling low, and these the trees are enormous. Give me initiative.
Cat hisses back.
10.
16.
Oh, 15.
All right.
That is the second time I've been one away from beating Deneen.
So with that, 16 is up.
All right. Deneen really doesn't want to be up close and personal with these trees. So she's going to try and... How wrapped in roots is she here?
You can't actually move away. You can try cutting them, or you can try and wriggle out of them with an escape artist check.
Can I attack them to cut? Oh, I can try and wiggle out.
Yeah, you can try and wiggle out, or you can slash at them if you like. Try to.
I'm gonna try and wiggle out and get away, and then I'll consider attacking. Let me try getting out of here first, though. How do I wiggle out?
Escape DC 15.
Like a dex save or a acrobatics or what do you want?
Oh, I'm sorry. It would be dex.
Okay. Really, Deneen? Really? Can I use my inspiration?
You can.
Okay. All right. That's 27 to escape.
Oh,
She was almost caught flat-footed, and then she tries to get away. A little harder. So she wants to get away from these roots and just try shooting at them from a relatively safe distance, like whatever has Kath wrapped up. And if she can, she'll sort of loop around toward wherever Kenna landed because she wants to check on her.
Okay, so you basically have your bonus action and your move to use.
Oh, well then I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna use my bonus action dash and go to Kenna.
Okay. And Kenna is not actually wrapped up.
Or can I use my regular movement, get to Kenna and check her? And then I could hide, maybe?
Yeah, you could do that.
Depending on how she looks. So I check on Kenna.
Okay.
Kenna, are you okay? Are you up?
I'm up. I'm not down. I'm all right.
All right. I'll stay close to Kenna and hide.
Okay. It is. It's actually it's Kath's turn.
So does it have me completely restrained, or am I just at a disadvantage here?
You are completely restrained.
Well, I do not appreciate this at all. So I'm going to Misty Step up into its branches.
Ooh.
And I'm going to attack it twice up there.
Nice.
Beat on me. I'll beat on you, dumb tree. This here tree. Now, this is a tree. Ooh, 28. Does that hit?
Oh, that absolutely hits.
Nice.
And let's see. And acid damage. So that takes another math, 27 points
Okay.
for the first attack. Ooh, 26. That ought to hit it.
Oh, yes, it ought to.
12. And acid. Where's my acid? 24. I'm a smite. 24. 35 points of damage on the second one.
Okay, so you guys see Kath like completely encapsulated by these roots, and all of a sudden the roots kind of all like mashed together, almost like tying themselves in knots as they're all of a sudden find themselves empty and no longer squeezing what was wrapped in them. And then you hear a rustling from above. Kath, give me a DC 10 athletics check.
Because melting the tree beneath you with acid is a great idea.
It really is.
What was the DC?
10.
I made it.
So you managed to keep your footing in the top of the trees. It's a little shaky up there.
I've wrapped my tail around the trunk to try and steady me.
And I believe that brings us to Kenna.
I'm up, but I'm not confident enough that I have enough hit points to survive another round, so I'm cure woundsing myself at level 5.
Okay. That is your action. You still have a bonus and a move.
Yes, and I am a Valor Bard at a high enough level at this point that I can use my bonus action to make a sword attack after I've cast a spell, so...
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
I will do that. Does a 14 hit?
That's a good question. A 14 does not. It just kind of brushes off of its barky hide.
One of these days, Deneen will remember to bless people instead of just running away.
So, the one with Kath in it is going to attempt to grab her from its branches. And oh, are you kidding me? Give me an athletics check, Kath, as it grabs you and tries to wrest you from its branches.
Oh, yeah. Natural 20 for a total of 28.
Yeah, well, I got a natural 1, so you're good. So you actually easily brush away its attack on you. The other one, so Deneen hid, right? After checking on.
She's hecka hiding under the rationale that she could start shooting from afar to help whoever is in worse situation.
Okay. So, that leaves Kenna in the open for the other one that can see. So it is going to shoot its roots at her. Does a 15 hit Kenna?
No.
All right, so one mass of roots wraps around Kenna, and then a set of branches comes in. And again, you get double thwacked. So you're going to take some of these, one of those. The poor Kenna hate.
Yeah.
I feel for her, I really do. And you are wrapped up tight, and then it pulls you towards its mouth.
Nah! That would not be good.
And takes a bite.
I guess its bark isn't worse than its bite.
This is going to be another not fun round for Kenna.
Oh, good.
So,
I'm glad I healed myself last round.
Yeah, it's probably good. So another 52. As this thing just kind of like starts beating on her like a piñata, and then wraps her up and just starts like gnawing.
Well, I'm still up.
And that,
but only just.
And that brings us to the top of the order.
Well, geez, this is not something Janine really likes to see. The tree that is chewing on Kenna is going to get shot real hard.
Okay, that is the healthier of the two.
If it distracts it, that's probably good.
Okay.
Because Kath is in the other one. Kath can deal with that. That's what Janine's thinking. It's 21 a hit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So this arrow just whips out of the shrubbery for 35 piercing damage.
All right.
And then she hides again, but makes sure she's within 60 feet of Kenna.
Okay. So, all right. So, it gets hit, looks around, sees if it can find you. What is your hide, like 50 or something?
Well, it can never be less than 26.
Okay.
So in this case, it's 35.
Yeah. It just kind of looks around angrily, but doesn't see anything. And that brings us to Kath.
How far away am I from Kenna, given that I am probably a few feet over and up a few feet?
You're about 15 feet away.
Can I use my movement to jump down there?
15 feet, sure. Give me an athletics check, and you can either jump on it, you can jump at it. What do you want to do?
I want to jump so that I land next to Kenna.
All right. Give me a DC 15 athletics check.
Oh, I just made it.
Okay, good. So you do that. Now make your attack.
I am going to grab Kenna and dimension door a distance away from these things.
Okay. You can go up to 500 feet.
I will go. They can't. Oh gosh, how long are their roots? I go 100 feet away.
Okay.
And I'm assuming that you're willing to go with me.
Yes.
Okay.
Hell no, she won't go. Yeah, so you totally pull that move off.
Yeah, Kath probably let out a little bit of a blood-curdling scream when it literally started to eat her friend. She goes, "Not cool, not cool."
That's some chipper shredder action right there.
It was. I was going to give you an extra 2d6 on the damage for a bonsai attack. So, that's your action, or your move, your action. You still have a bonus action.
I don't think I can use my lay on hands for a bonus action, so I'm done.
Okay. So.
Oh no! Wait, no. Yes, I am. Sorry. I really am done.
Okay. So that would bring us to Kenna.
Okay, so I need to heal myself again, and also I want to release the red rune at this thing as a bonus
Ooh.
action
Okay.
for 31 damage.
All right. So, the red rune is fireball.
Yeah,
You can do that to both of them.
Fireball.
good.
Do,
Good.
do, do.
Kill it with fire.
Kill it with fire. Do we remember what the DC is?
For the trees?
For the fireball. Did I give you the DC for the fireball?
No, I had assumed it was just my casting DC.
That's good enough for now. So, what is your casting DC?
19.
19. Oh, yeah. They have no chance of making that. So, they both take the full 37, you said? All right.
31.
31. So, they are both injured
Good.
and slightly on fire. And one of them looks really bad, like burning branches are falling off of it.
Good.
So Deneen, you're the closest. So what you see as this happens is like they're kind of like stumbling around and looking around, and like it doesn't look like they know where your friends are, even though you can still see them. I mean, they're only 100 feet away.
Well, maybe they came 100 feet in my direction.
Well, that would be.
What do you think, Kath?
It would be past you anyway.
Right. Because I said I was 60 feet out.
Yeah, but they seem to be like looking around, and they don't seem to see any. They look like they can't see them, and they're in kind of plain sight.
Jen,
Well,
give me a number between 1 and 12.
6.3.
No, a whole number, please.
6.
Nope, I went the other direction.
Okay. So Deneen has no idea where they are. Maybe Kenna blinked out. She doesn't know. But she will at least try to finish these things off. So let's shoot at the one that's almost dead.
Okay.
How about that? It's 22 to hit
Oh yeah.
for 43. So this arrow goes like right into the fire.
The camera zooms in on it and goes
Yeah.
into slow motion.
Right. And the motion of the arrow like fans the flames away as it thunks into the bark, and the bark is all blackened and singed. Yeah, it's very dramatic.
You actually find one of its eyes,
There you go.
and you're only guessing.
This is not your lucky day, Tree.
You're just guessing. You hit whatever passes for a brain as it kind of slumps like almost like a wet noodle in on itself and falls forward, just lays there burning. And if a tree can look scared, the other one does,
Good.
and begins lumbering away from the thing that just killed its buddy.
Life's a birch, and then you die. So she will hide again, and she's getting ready because next she's going to hunt down and kill that other tree.
All right. So you do a little cat and mousing for,
Yeah.
for a few rounds, and eventually you manage to pick it off and just fill it full of arrows.
Absolutely.
And there's two smoldering trees in the forest.
Good.
So it seems a little odd to you that they were so close to where you guys were.
It did seem odd, except there was that green goo on it. But Denise didn't realize that it was the green goo, so she's just like, huh. But at least they're not moving anymore. So she will hesitantly, and Wisdom is up flying around still somewhere. So between Wisdom and herself, she's just going to be like, Kath? Kenna? Where are you?
Ow.
Oh, Denise hears that and starts heading over that way.
So, you said you healed yourself. How bad you looking, sweet?
I am still bloodied.
I think we need to take a break.
I will dump 40 points into you.
Thank you. I am much better now.
Whew. It tried to eat you.
Yeah, I noticed.
I shot some trees. The forest might be a little on fire. A little. But they stopped moving.
It's not anything it didn't deserve.
It did. Kenna, it chewed on you and you were gone. I wasn't sure if it swallowed you. I was hoping you kind of were gone.
Oh no, Kath's got my back.
Oh, good. Thank you, Kath.
I am full of splinters, but I'm okay.
What was that about? The last time we saw trees like that was in that swamp with the hags.
Yeah, I wonder if that had anything to do with it.
Oh, Jen, are you? Whoops, Deneen. Are you certain that you maybe didn't take anything from the hags? Because that dragon said you had something. And
everybody took stuff except me. I didn't take anything.
And the eyeballs are leagues away from here right now, right?
Like I've been racking my memory because it specifically said that I took something, right?
Yeah.
So
I definitely remember thinking it was your fault.
I didn't physically take anything out of the Feywild except the letters, which were freely given to me by a Syndro. So, and the clothes, which I bought. Can you think of anything else? Unless they mean it more metaphorically, like I took Alarion away from his father-in-law or something.
Or maybe did you tell us about your vision with the tree?
I told a Syndro about it. I'm sure I told you guys.
Okay, so maybe it's like the knowledge of it, but there was like the green goop as well. So maybe like as Bucket was, came through here, maybe that goop is weird.
Well, you said it could like infect things. Maybe that's what happened.
Yeah, that was just a guess on my part. So I'll admit.
Could taking information? No, but the dragon told me to give it back. I can't give back information, so it can't be that either.
What if the spirit of that tree fae lady is hiding in your soul and you took it out of the Feywild and they want it back?
Well, my bow is somehow associated with the Winter Court, and so is this tree lady. What if the bow is made of her wood or something?
Yeah, and when you brought it back into the Feywild, it got found by them, and then when you took it out, they're like, oh, well, now we know where it is and who took it out. Maybe they want your bow back.
Well,
I mean, they can't have it, but...
Right. I honestly can't think of anything else, because we were freely given everything else, or we bought it. I can't think of anything else. But right now we're getting attacked by hostile trees because Bucket is in some kind of hostile because of this emerald thing.
Well, he's got to be more than 1,000 feet away from this area because I couldn't, or his shoes are at least. So.
Well, let's take a break and let Kenna rest up a little here.
Maybe while we're resting, Wisdom can fly around a bit.
Yeah, let's go hide and rest. Maybe back in those brambles. And Wisdom can look around for glowing green goo robot.
Good. I use hit dice.
Warforged dude.
So, you send Wisdom out on a scouting mission to see if she can't find what you're seeking, and
hopefully. I don't know. I mean, we're gonna end up having to bushwhack either way, but hopefully we'll get a sense of direction or something.
What is Wisdom's passive perception?
Her passive perception is just 13. Although she does have advantage on wisdom on perception checks that rely on hearing or sight.
I wonder
Do you want me to roll perception for her? Or just use the passive?
I I'm going to use the passive in this case. And,
Okay.
all right. So, you feel you get a mental ping from Wisdom as she's out scouting.
Mm-hmm.
Because you weren't looking through her eyes. You just sent her out, right?
I can't look through her eyes. Only Agnetha can do that. Or, no, I guess I can do that, actually. But only within 100 feet. So...
Okay. So you get a mental ping from Wisdom, and as you feel Wisdom discorporate back to where she came from.
Ah! Wisdom just got hit. I guess that meant we were in the right place, maybe. She went that way. Ooh, that makes me angry.
Do we all want to ride a rune? Kath says as she looks at the brambles with dissatisfaction.
You're out of the brambles now. That was just in that one section.
I'm gonna scout. So
okay. Are
you two stay together?
You feeling better?
Yeah, mostly. Okay. I'm like picking splinters out of myself.
Oh, so I'm sitting there like with my tinkery's tool and my eye patch, like working on like one hand or something like that. Getting the splinters out.
Splinters out.
If you wouldn't mind the help, she would do that. But,
yes.
So yes, we venture that direction.
Yes, and Danine's gonna try to scout in that direction, just to get a sense of what's going on and be stealthy about it.
Stealth away.
34.
Oh yeah, you're very, very stealthy.
She's got a thing. So even though she's murdering herself, woods and bushes and trees, my owl, but she still manages to be stealthy because she's very quiet about that.
You said 33?
34.
34. Okay. Yeah, you're totally hidden.
Yes. Plus, she has that wood elf Mask of the Wild thing, so she doesn't even need full cover. So that's convenient.
So, and your passive is 20-something?
22.
22. Okay, you, something passes above. You see it through the tree cover.
Okay. I try to get a good look at it.
Okay, it's a massive form. But it seems like it's trying to use, a combination. It's flying low to the trees.
All right, I'm gonna.
And it's a familiar form, but as it kind of like banks to the side, you see something glitter off of its back, something metallic shining.
Is it like a familiar green leafy dragony form, perhaps?
Yeah, that's the familiar form, but you see something. There's definitely metallic things gleaming off of its back.
like maybe buckets riding it?
You're not sure because you didn't get quite a good enough view. It was just as it banked, you saw the sun reflect. That's kind of probably what even...
since I just saw something and Kenna and Kath and Arun are some distance behind me, I'm going to try and warn them by shooting an arrow back in their direction. Not at them. To a tree above their head.
Okay. So a random
to get their attention up, looking up.
Okay, so a random arrow flies, and when the two of you look up, Kenna, you notice the same thing. Kath, you don't see anything.
Huh. I pointed out to Kath.
So if you want, you can make an active perception check. But you see that green leafy dragon that seems to be made of vegetable matter, and there's something on it. And it's kind of like a little bit in the distance.
I would like to propose a hypothesis.
And I'm going back to meet them, by the way.
I think that thing grew up around him. I think he's in there.
Do you think... So, he's like do you think he's possessed by it? Do you think like there's Bucket still in there and aware of what's going on?
Oh, yes. I mean, I think we have to assume so, because the alternative would be to leave him to his leapy fate. And I'm not willing to do that, so...
Do you want me to go get his attention?
Well, what do you guys think?
I could see if I could get it to try and come down.
I could shoot it. I could oath bow it and shoot it from a distance. But then if it gets away, that's not good. And what if that means I'm oath bowing Bucket?
Did it speak to us in common last time, or did it speak to us in a different language?
I can't remember.
That's an excellent question from several sessions ago. It probably spoke in common.
Okay.
Okay.
Which is how you know it was, yeah.
How high up there is it?
Just above the tree cover.
So
about 30 feet.
Let's start shooting.
I could try.
I could lightning bolt.
If we get its attention, hopefully it won't fly away.
I could command it to land, and we could try and talk to it.
I don't think talking to it's going to work. We tried that last time and it wasn't having it.
But if it's down on the ground, we might get like a better sense of Bucket's state.
And it was demanding something last time, so if we can at least claim we're negotiating with it and find out what that was, and maybe trade for Bucket. I don't know.
Do you want to do that, or do you want to stay hidey while the talker does that?
I kind of just want to fong this thing.
I will fong you.
Your entrails will become your extrails.
But what if every time we kill it, it keeps coming back?
Well, I mean, it only
if
happens
it's the emerald.
We're messing around with the heart. Oh God! What if
point.
The heart?
What?
Well, then we take the heart back to Jerissa.
Look, let's do something before it flies away. What are we doing?
I'm like holding my sword and looking at it really nervously and looking at the thing really nervously. And I'm like, if you're going to command it to land, just do it, because I really don't want to have to cast lightning bolt.
All right. So I go striding out to where it can see me, about 60 feet away from it. And I'm hoping I could do this as a surprise round. And I look it up and I shout, sleep at it.
Nope.
That's an interesting choice. So just checking something.
Maybe I should have used the land. What if it wakes up when it hits the ground?
All right, so is that a saving throw?
Yes. And the DC is 18.
18 on wisdom.
I'm checking. Let's succeed. Yes, wisdom saving throw.
Okay, so so you're like waiting till it gets about 60 feet away.
Yes.
So at 60 feet away, you see it shake its head and kind of like begin to nod and dip, and then like shakes it off. And
Deneen is hiding, as Kath suggested, since I supposedly have whatever it is that it might want.
Use lightning bolt.
All right, so let's drop into initiative then.
Oh boy.
Yes, good. Put it off longer.
Ooh, 24.
19.
So 19, 24.
Cool, sir.
What was that, Gene?
2.
Oh, 2. Oh, it did beat somebody.
That's my girl.
Ta-te, to, 2.
All right, so that brings us at 24. Deneen Axe.
Well, I'm going to do what I should have done last time, which is run out so that I'm within 30 feet of Kath and still not that far from Kenna, and bless everybody.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go hide.
All right.
Again.
What is your hide check?
Scamper, 36! Nat 20!
Alrighty.
I'm rolling hot, I say, thus jinxing myself, but bragging anyway because it's worth it.
All right.
And you're all blessed. Except Arun. Sorry.
So, all right. So that brings us to 19. Kenna.
Okay, so I flinch a little bit. I release the blue rune. I jump a little when it goes off because it's electricity and I'm just not at home to that. And I believe that is a dex saving throw.
All right. 19?
That matches. So
No,
that
that's what the save is. Okay, so
yes.
At the last minute, it does manage to move.
All right, so that would be half damage.
That would be half damage, correct?
So 17, and then because that was a bonus action, I use my action to cast Blink, and I am not in the ethereal plane because I didn't roll high enough.
So, question: how did you angle that lightning bolt? Are you? Because now clearly, yes, it is something that vaguely resembles Bucket. Except for you've never seen Bucket armed with a weapon before, and it is armed with a long wooden, what appears to be spear or lance. And Bucket has all this, like, it looks similar to that substance you've seen on Jarissa's wall and in the door, like kind of growing out around him, as well as like vines and vegetation kind of like growing around his limbs and torso, kind of like veggie accents, and it vaguely looks like plate armor in the way that it's taking shape. And then in the center is that crystal.
So it's like formed around him then.
Yes.
It's like Chia Bucket.
It is like a Chia Bucket. That is, take inspiration.
Thank you.
Oh, which brings me back to the original question. How did you angle that lightning bolt to hit?
I would definitely be aiming for the crystal.
Okay, so it's going to hit both of them.
I feel really bad, but this is for Bucket's own good. Like, he really wants to get out of there, I'm sure.
That's what they all say. This is for your own good.
We can try and save him after.
We have to kill you to help you.
Let us kill help you. Okay. As we figured out the fate. And that's what I thought. Yeah, so Bucket, or at least the clockwork person that was formerly known as Bucket, takes that fully in the chest. So he will take full damage.
Ooh.
So he'll take the full 34.
He's not in a good position to dodge.
Did Jerusha say we had to bring him back alive, or just bring him back?
He did seem rather fond of him. So that's your action. You still have a bonus action and movement. Kenna?
No, I used my bonus action to unleash the lightning bolt.
Okay.
And I'm staying where I am. Well, I guess I should probably move closer to where they are, actually chase the thing.
Okay, so you're moving closer to they being Kath or they being the dragon and the rider?
The dragon.
Okay. All right, so the dragon seems to recognize and remember Kath very well, the creature. And it roars in your direction. But you all can make a wisdom saving throw.
And if you were within 30 feet of me, you have a +5 bonus to it.
And you have plus D4.
Oh, that's very nice.
Very nice.
Oh, yes, that's very nice. What was the DC?
The DC is 16.
I failed.
Even with all that?
I rolled a 2.
Bless you. Oh, the halfling one.
I made it.
I made it.
All right, so Kenna, you are frightened. You cannot move any closer to it.
Oh no, I'm a halfling. Hold on. There's a thing with halflings and being frightened.
And plus, if she's in my aura, that doesn't work anyways.
You are... Oh, does it make you immune to fear?
Because
I
I'm
don't know
a
if I'm
paladin.
immune. Let me see. I have advantage on saving throws against being frightened. Let me roll that again.
Because you're brave.
Kath, you're
Yeah,
so awesome.
I passed. I'm good.
All right, so... That being said, you guys can all make a... make a dex saving throw.
Oh,
As
sorry.
shards of wood fly out.
So creatures within 10 feet of me can't be frightened while I'm conscious. It's my aura of courage.
nice.
23.
Oh, Dex.
21.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. That didn't go so well.
Oh, but we also get the extra 5 and the D4.
What's
Yeah.
the DC?
The DC is 18.
Oh, it's not gonna help.
Even with all that? Oh.
Wow. I don't actually have enough D6s out.
Oh,
There's things you
like-
hate when your DM says.
it's like a hail of thorns from this dragon. As a
It is pretty much very much like that. All right, we're going to have to re-roll some of these. Son of a monkey's uncle. So far, it's not bad. Uh, 35, 45, 50, 50, 59. Full damage if you, or in half that if you pass your save.
or nothing if you're Deneen.
Or nothing if you're Deneen.
She dodges all the thorns. Still hiding, of course.
So it basically does a strafing run and lets out a cone, vomits out a cone of this these thorns and basically wood shrapnel. And Bucket with that lance that he seems to have in his grasp, he kind of like shifts his adjusts his handhold on it, so he's holding it from the middle, and he makes a drawing motion like he's pulling back an arrow, and it forms like that same substance, that slime, almost looks like a bowstring, and he lets loose with arrows, 3 arrows at the same time at Kath. Which does a 20 hit?
Yes, just barely.
All right. Well, the other two go wide as they're significantly lower than that. And then you will take 12 points of damage.
I suppose that in their strafing run, they got close, did they? Or did they stay... How far away from us did they stay?
They stayed up by the treetops, 30 feet.
Okay, okay.
And... so they are probably about 40 feet away, too, now.
Okay.
And wheeling. Wheeling around to make another run. Which brings us to the top of the order.
What about me?
Oh, never mind. Sorry. The bottom of the order. Brings us exactly to the bottom of the order. I'm sorry.
Arun is going to come charging in and use his scorching ray to pew 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 them.
Oh, okay. Laser unicorn to the rescue.
Does
Majestic.
20 hit?
A 20 will probably... going after the dragon or the rider?
The dragon.
Absolutely hits.
18? 18 to hit?
The 18 misses. Goes wide.
Oh, shenanigans. So he only does 6 points of damage. His third attack misses too. And then I'm going to try one more time to use command on this thing. I'm gonna say again, sleep.
Okay. And again, he will roll a saving throw. And again, it seems to have no effect.
Oh, okay. That's it. That is it. No more Mr. Nice Cat.
Okay, and anything else?
No, I just want to make it clear that Arun is like distancing himself, kind of like on the other side, so that he's not in an easy, presentable
Gotcha.
target.
Okay. So that is now that takes us to the top of the order, Deneen. So
All right.
It is about 40 feet away and wheeling around.
All right. I'm going to do a couple things here. One, shoot this dragon. That's 29 to hit.
That hits.
46 piercing.
Does sneak attack have a range?
No.
Okay.
2, yell, what do you want from me? Be specific. I'll hear you. And then she zips off and hides again. Hopefully if she can like spread out from them so that she's not going to get strafed when they get strafed, that would be great. And she hides.
Okay.
That's a bonus action.
You can absolutely move away from them. And, in unison, the dragon roars and you hear actually Bucket's metallic voice call out, "The message! We've come for the message!"
I said be specific. And then she hides.
Pops back out. Be specific. What's your hide?
27.
And, it's that instance when the dragon's eyes lock on your location.
Crap.
Let's see. But it's not the dragon's turn. It is Kenna's turn.
I cast Harm on the dragon.
Harm. Ooh. What's the range on that?
60 feet.
Okay.
So it gets a Constitution saving throw.
Alrighty then. Ooh! Should have rolled that die.
I'm going to assume that failed.
That did absolutely fail.
Alright, that would be 49 damage.
And is that necrotic?
Yes.
Oh, 49? That's not that bad.
Yeah. I will then proceed to use my bonus action to do some bardic dooting for... Deneen probably needs it.
Uh-oh.
And if I need to use movement to stay in range, I do that. And that is my turn.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, wait a minute. I'm still blinked, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, I don't blink into the ethereal plane, though. I rolled a 7.
Okay. So it like kind of like slams through the trees and the brush right to where Deneen is.
Ah!
And we don't get to do this often, so we're going to have some fun now.
Oh boy.
So its full attention is on you. And, well, that's a 20. That is not. 18, does that hit you?
No.
All right, so you've only been hit once so far. And well, that was rather disappointing.
Good.
20 points of damage as a claw slashes out at you.
Yeah, I'm gonna uncanny dodge that.
Okay. So you uncanny dodge that, and then the clockwork gentleman, formerly known as Bucket, lances out with that thing that he actually turned into a bow. And a 7...
And I make my concentration check also.
Okay. So a 17 is going to miss, but the other two are going to hit.
Ah.
All right. And you've used your uncanny dodge, so I don't have to worry
Sure
about
have.
So I don't have to worry about that now. So that thing lances out 3 times, but only connecting twice. Well,
Except that I'm gonna use my luck to make him roll that again.
Okay, roll 1 attack again.
Yeah. Didn't you say one of them was a 20?
No. That was the dragon.
Okay. Yeah, use my roll instead.
What is your roll?
A 3.
A 3. Okay, then. So you technically wouldn't have taken any of the damage from the dragon.
Good.
All right. Now I'm gonna have to do these separate now, because that means you still have your reaction. All right. So this is the first one that's coming in.
Oh, I thought. Never mind. Okay.
You're confusing us both now.
I wasn't talking about the original hit a while ago. That's already been resolved. I was talking about the one you said hit just now.
Okay. So all right. Well, all right then. Okay, that's fine. So
yeah, I can't go back that far to luck that into oblivion, but this one I can.
So Bucket attacks 3 times but only hits once. You got bit by the dragon, and
Right.
This is going to be 10, 11, 16 points of damage.
Okay. And I've got to roll another con save.
And you have to roll another con save.
20.
Ooh, nice.
She maintains her bless. Thanks, boss. I'm with you. Okay.
And how far away were you from Kath? Because you had moved away.
I did. I moved off to the side hoping I wouldn't get strafed, but then it flew over to me.
Yes.
So, let's see. I don't know, probably 60 feet? I don't know how far it can fly. The theater of the mind.
I know. Well, it covered about a 60-foot area when it shot its thorn breath. So I imagine you probably would have moved to the outskirts of that.
I mean, I couldn't have moved more than 65, or 35, but that's fine.
So, okay.
From where I was originally, but that was just within 60 feet. So I'm no more than 90 feet away from Kath.
And it is Kath's turn.
So this thing is 60 feet away from me?
It is.
Arun. How far can Arun run?
He's probably got to move a 40 or 50.
He's 50. So, and this thing is on the ground?
It is. Sort of. It is like straddling trees with its hind claws.
All right. He's going to double move to run up to it. And then Kath will Do I want to use... Yes, I will. So she runs 30 feet, does a bonus action Misty Step to get right up next to it, and then she's gonna attack.
Okay.
Yay, Kath to the rescue.
She's attacking the dragon. 24 and 27 on her attacks.
Oh, absolutely.
And she's about to unload some smites on this thing.
All the smites.
All the
Yay.
smites. And then let me just double check what spell slots I have left. Ooh, that's pretty good there. All right. 2, level 3. Is this thing undead or a fiend?
It is not.
Okay. It's still going to hurt a lot. 7, 20, 30, 40, 63. 65 points of damage.
Is that from both attacks or one?
From both.
Okay.
Kablam!
Impressive.
Nice.
There's a very sizable rust cloud that poofs out from the attacks.
Okay. Yeah, you just like shred this thing, knocking away pieces of its chest, and it shrieks in pain and agony from your assault. And then both... Oh, so you, Arun, and Deneen can all make dex saves.
All right. And add 5 to it.
And D4.
And a D4.
Except for Arun.
Except for Arun. Ooh. I will be
37?
Yeah, you're good. You're fine.
Kath got 18.
An 18?
Yes.
Okay. And what did Arun get?
Arun. Ooh! He got a 23.
So graceful.
All right. So Arun takes no damage, but Kath takes 14 points of damage. It gets knocked prone. And the dragon leaps into the air 40 feet. You can take an attack of opportunity, but at disadvantage.
What about me?
Oh, yeah, you get an attack of opportunity as well.
You said I took 14 points of damage?
Yes.
I'm trying...
All right. I'm going to attack of opportunity with Booming Blade since he's leaving anyway. So that'll be fun.
Do you have Warcaster?
Oh, I can't do that then. You're right.
Is the dragon looking pretty hurt, or is he looking like he's still got some fight left to him?
He looks hurt.
No, I'm going to go for the attack. I thought about using Hellish Rebuke, but I'll go for the attack. Attack. Ooh! 22?
22 with disadvantage?
Yes.
Ooh.
It was a 27 or a 22.
Nice. So, that is definitely going to hit.
And I'm going to smite him while I can. 15, 19, 39. Pow!
39. Okay, so...
Does Arun get an attack of opportunity?
Technically, he would, but it's not really necessary.
Oh! Ooh.
Between that and what Deneen would be about to do.
Finish
Excellent.
him.
Yeah.
So how do you end him?
So as he goes away, Kath just smashes down on his tail as it's sweeping past her, and the withering rust, and I don't want to say corruption because the Beggar King's kind of technical guy, but like the rusty decomposition just shoots up through him almost like lightning, and he breaks apart as he falls down.
Okay. So as that happens, Bucket comes hurling off the creature's back, and he is going to lance out at Deneen, because I get so rarely do I get to attack her. But she also hits. But she also hits really hard.
She does.
So
good reason to attack her.
You son of a 19. Does that hit you?
It would, but I'm lucky, so I'm gonna let you not hit me again. Let's see.
Okay.
I know this won't help. Never mind. It was worth a shot.
Yeah. Your own roll has betrayed you.
What was the roll you got?
16.
Okay. It's at that.
I'm assuming he has more than +3 to hit. So.
Yeah, it's at that moment you start to wonder if lucky is replaced with this number or choose the lesser of the two.
It's choose the one you want.
Yeah.
But yes.
All right, so you know that lance comes in. He's now kind of wielding it like almost like a staff, and smacks you with it twice. All right, I'll give them to you separately in case you want to do your.
Well, I got to know for my con saves, so yeah.
Oh yeah, well there's that too. So, the first one is 28.
Oh, I think I'll. Can I chop that one in half?
You sure can.
Just because, geez. And then 14 is my oh no. Okay, so then my DC's 10. Okay, excellent. Hit me again.
All right, and the other one is a 22.
Boom. So she gets hit, and she's reeling from that, but partially dodged out of the way. And then the next one also hits her. So that means I've got to beat an 11. And she doesn't make it.
You said
and
just
the
makes
bless
it.
Goes, the bless goes away.
Yeah, and as that happens, you see Bucket's eyes flare, and all the the electrical burns, singes, most of them kind of heal.
That's not good.
And with that brings us to the top of the order.
It's my turn, and I'm right. This guy's right in my face and attacking me, right?
That is. Oh, yeah, that is correct.
So I can't easily get away. I'm going to take a page from Kath's book, and I'm going to cast Command on Bucket. I'm going to tell him surrender.
Okay.
But my spell save DC is only 15.
All right. So, DC 15. That's not bad.
Give it a try.
So, he drops to his knees and puts his weapon down in front of him.
Ooh. Okay, I'm going to use my object interaction, grab it, and run the hell away. And then I'm going to hide. Even though he could technically attack me, but he's busy surrendering, so hopefully this will work. I grab it.
Oh, yeah, he won't. Yeah, he won't use his reaction to do that.
She runs away.
Have any of that goo on him?
Does he? Yes.
Okay.
And she's going to hide for her bonus action.
Okay, and now it is Kenna's turn.
So, the yellow rune in my sword, that's Blight, right?
It is.
It doesn't affect constructs, and plants make the saving throw with disadvantage, and the spell deals maximum damage to them if they're magical. And if they're not magical, they just wither and die.
All right. So did you say doesn't?
You're going to kill the emerald?
You're saying it doesn't affect constructs?
It does not affect constructs.
Well, that's it. All right. So.
Oh yeah.
How cool is that?
That's a con save though, right?
Yes.
All right. So I got to take the worst. Fails.
That's 64.
Oh. Dang.
Okay. So yeah, that stuff. It's almost like when the Venom symbiote gets hit by like Sonic. You see it like, and then like sucks back to him.
Bucket, are you okay?
He's busy surrendering.
He's still covered with that
Gone?
stuff. It's not it's not off of him.
All right.
Oh, dang.
Like it sucked right back on. It's like you blasted it and it started like flying off, but it like clung to him. So you ask him if he's okay, and he just like he glares at you, and you've never seen an expression on Bucket's face, but this one is like filled with hate. Like nothing there seems to be Bucket.
Bucket man, I know you're in there. Come on. Can I, let's see, unleashing the rune is a bonus action. Can I, like, I don't know, like, try to hit the emerald?
Yeah, you have an action. What do you want to do? It's basically...
Yeah, I want to try to hit the emerald. If I can, like, knock it off of him, that's what I want to try to do.
Give me... So you're going to use your sword to kind of like try and knock it off?
Yes.
So give me an athletics check where you're like trying to basically pry this thing from his chest and using last breath as a crowbar.
Okay. So, that's going to be 12 total.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't move at all.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
But you can give me another athletics check.
Oh, that one was much better. 17?
Bucket reaches down and grabs you, kind of like around the neck, and give me another athletics check.
Did you add 5 for being close to me?
It's not a saving throw.
Oh, okay.
2.
Okay.
Strength was my dump stat.
Bucket, I actually rolled a 2, but it still beats that. Bucket reaches down and grabs your hand with your wrapped around your sword, like begins crushing your hand to the hilt, and brings the sword up to your throat.
Yeah.
And kind of like places the blade right at your neck.
I'm like eye contact here.
There's no eye contact. He's got you like lifted off the ground and like, well, I guess you can kind of try and look up, but you kind of look up and you just see like his crystalline eyes glowing with that green. You can smell like that plant vegetation, kind of slightly smelling of rot reeking off of him.
I am not gonna die like a bitch.
and Bucket's hollow voice comes out. You surrender, or I'll kill this little halfling bitch.
Janine's nowhere to be seen.
Can I make an Arcana check to try, because I have a couple options, and I'm trying to determine whether Dispel Magic, Remove Curse, or Aura of Purity might help. Can I make an Arcana check to try and get some sense of like what sort of control this thing has over Bucket, like what type of magic it is, so I could know better how to target it?
That is a good question. I don't know. So, I don't know what Aura of Purity does, for one, but I can look.
I'd put it in chat, but you can't see chat.
Yeah, I'm looking. I got it right here.
Okay.
Thank you, D&D Beyond. Because my instincts are saying either remove curse or dispel magic.
Aura of Purity is about giving advantage on saving throws against things like being charmed and stuff. So if this thing had its charmed.
No, I don't think it would help in this case for that. So you think you're probably going to figure dispel magic, or remove curse.
All right, I'm going to try remove curse because I'm a little afraid that if I touch Bucket with dispel magic, I might like unmake him somehow. So I cast remove curse.
Okay. Remove curse, is that 3rd or 4th level? That's a 3rd level spell.
3rd level. That's my last 3rd level.
Yeah, you know what? So make an attack roll against Bucket using your spellcasting ability, because it is a touch.
Do I add my proficiency bonus to that?
It's your spell attack. Just use your spell attack.
Spell attack.
See next to your DC.
Oh,
it says spell
it says
attack
spell
bonus.
attack bonus.
Yeah, use that.
The thing that's written on my sheet right where I'm looking.
Well, when do you ever use that? Come on.
Yeah.
That is true. 27.
Ooh, that's really good because, your hands begin blazing with the coppery holy power of the Beggar King, and as you go to touch the gem is what you actually have to touch, and there's something in the way.
Let my bucket go.
And you're actually able to, before Bucket can do anything, get your hand up between Kenna and Bucket and touch that gem, and there's a brilliant flash of coppery light that blinds everyone momentarily, and then you hear Kenna fall, something flying through the air, and then a ting sound. And then you hear Bucket's voice say, "Oh my," and that's where we're gonna wrap up things for tonight.
So do I get to find out if I got my throat cut before we cut off, or am I gonna have to wait a week?
I can heal you.
You're gonna have to wait.
We can spare the dying and heal. It's all good.
So with that, I want to thank everyone who's been hanging out and watching, and as always, thank you ladies for playing, and hopefully everything's good with Sam, and she'll be back next week, and Ellie should be back next week as well. But until next time, stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy. Thank you.